Hello everybody, welcome to Mobile Murder Mystery. Saw this game, I believe it was free. I just kind of went on a spree and just downloaded a bunch of free games that I've had wishlisted for a while and downloaded them. And this one looked really good for being free and had really good reviews on Steam. Can't wait to get into it. I'm hoping it's longer than 4 minutes. The other one, it was super cute. The story was super cute. The art was super good, but it was only 4 minutes, so I did not upload it. If you watch Cruelty Squad, you'll see what I was talking about. So we'll just start. Yes, play intro animation. Okay. Phone battery was almost dead. Unseen narrator, it's the second day of December. At this time of the year, I finish work way after the sun sets. Rain had been falling for a couple of days now and it had been cold. Suddenly, between 3 and 4 in the afternoon, the icy showers had stopped, followed by a shivering dampness in the air. The sky is pitch black and the gas lamps in the street seem bright enough to pierce through my eyes. I don't really register my way back home. The steps I take are all automatic. It takes me a few moments to find my keys. I guess my hands got numb from the cold. I keep fumbling for my keys for a while. When I'm inside, the familiar smell of moldiness fills my lungs. Most of these buildings have it. I think I've even grown to like it at this point. Next, I cautiously climb the stairs, trying to avoid my neighbors. Things have been silent lately, so I should be fine. As I enter, I think about something in particular. Today is the second day of December, but this could be the first or the third. It's the same each day, really. Most of the time, I do two things: work, then rest at home. I usually go straight to bed, gradually sinking into a state of forgetfulness. I put my phone on silent mode and leave it on my desk. Then I go to the bathroom, wash my face, and have a glass of water. Today I feel sick and cold. My lungs are heavy and burning from the rainy weather. The next thing I know, I'm lying in bed. Okay, and soon enough, my consciousness starts to fade away. As my mind briefly leaves this place, it projects all sorts of forms and patterns in my head. The nature of these shapes would serve as a better introduction to who I am than I could ever hope to tell. At first, the phosphenes don't form anything. Tiny red dots litter my vision, almost too small to have color. They move and stay in place at the same time. If I had opened my eyes, they would remain. I've seen these familiar little shapes since I was 3. They always reminded me of cherries. I see heads, long lost and forgotten, stiff and lifeless. They all wear the universal expression of pain. I know they aren't real, but they still frighten me. What scares me the most is that their pain always seemed more genuine than that of the actual people living here. On second thought, they may be the same. The forms change again, and I see shades of deep blue descending deeper and deeper, with floating spherical creatures filling the scene. My brain shuts down as I enter the realm of dreams. A soothing warmth envelops me. For a moment, I see a scene from my early childhood. It's a vague memory. The colors from way back seem brighter and more vivid. I try to hold on to this image, but the more I think about it, the more distant it becomes. I see a station leading into the sunset. There's nothing beyond the rails. They don't lead anywhere. I start to feel my throat aching again. I open my eyes to see the tiny red cherries gone. I'm back on the second day of December, present time. So this wasn't the rest I needed. I've just had the kind of sleep that leaves you feeling more tired than before. Tossing around in my bed, I try to find a way to get back into the station. Deep down, I wanted to leave. An unfamiliar glow shot up from my phone. A call. Right, I muted it. Who could that be? I nervously grabbed my device, which I mostly use to check the time. To my surprise, I see an unexpected name in my recent call history. It's one of the girls from work. Sorry. Aglaya Kovacs 1818, Aglaya Kovacs 1903, Aglaya Kovacs 1920, Aglaya Kovacs 2001. She's called 4 times. I've had 4 missed calls from her in the past 2 hours. That's not good. With phone in hand, I sit down on the edge of my bed. I guess I'm ready to call her back. After 4 rings, she receives my call. Oh, hey, Galo says. Aglaya says. Sorry for calling you this late. At first I wanted to leave a note on your table, but calling you directly seemed like the proper way to approach this for me. I've made up my mind, so there's no going back now. Today was my last day at work. I quit. I know that doing this without the 2-week notice is pretty unprofessional, but when I think about going to work tomorrow, I was restless that this has been building up inside of me for a while now. The unseen narrator. At first I had no intention of trying to stop her. She's made up her mind after all, but as her boss, I should have something up my sleeve to counter her somehow. I should be paying attention to what she's saying, but as soon as I found out what this is about, my ears shut down in denial. She's still monologuing. Hearing her anxiously making up excuses makes me think. I'd really be in trouble if she quits out of the blue like that. I feel a sudden wave of dissatisfaction thinking about doing all the work on my own. Sure, letting her go without the 2-week notice period would be a nice thing. But without any time for preparations, I do double the work in peak season. With how understaffed we are, I might just quit after her in the end. Aglaya, boss, are you still listening? What are your thoughts on this? Ooh, we got a choice? Let her go instantly or make her work for 2 more weeks. I'm too kind-hearted. Like, I've been in this position before where I've had a few jobs where I was like, no. I feel so used up and just tired as shit. I've been through many jobs like that from like since I was 16 when I started working at jobs. And man, there's been so many where, yeah, I can't fathom doing that for the rest of my life or even for longer than a year. So I understand. So in my personal opinion, if I was her boss, I would just kind of be like, yo, I'll let her go, sort of thing. Like, you can't really make her work for 2 more weeks, can you? I don't think I've ever been forced to work 2 more weeks. I do put in my 2 weeks in nowadays, but if I ever go into a horrible workplace environment again, that's in the air. I don't blame people. Let her go instantly. Unseen narrator. I cut the guilt trip crap and wish her luck. Aglaya, thanks for understanding. I know that I'm burning bridges this way, but you wouldn't believe me. I was so upset by this. Even now. To be honest, I'm walking all over the town. I just couldn't sit around until we settled this, you know? Unseen narrator. Maybe out of curiosity or to ease tensions, I ask about plans for the future. Aglaya, well, I have no idea. I'm thinking about leaving town. I mean, tonight. Unseen narrator. Her response surprised me. I explained to her calmly that the people who leave the city limits never return. Where do we live where that's the answer? Like, that's so ominous. Like, huh? You know? As far as I know, there's nothing outside of the city but an endless wilderness. What? Where are we living? Aglaya, yeah, I've heard the stories, but it doesn't really matter in the end, does it? Don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound nihilistic, I mean. Leaving through the city gates never to return. It sounds pretty romantic, don't you think? Unseen narrator, I've had no idea Aglaya was fostering such thoughts. The reason for leaving is nonsensical. Fewer and fewer people have this kind of drive to leave. And yet, despite her leaving me in a slump, she surely brought a bit of color into my day. Aglaya, look, I know I'm in no position to lecture you, now. As I mentioned before, I have no idea what to do with my life from this point forward. But before I go, I just want to tell you something. When you sign up for a job, any job, there's really not much you can actually achieve. I mean, there isn't much that needs to be done, that's all I'm saying. Most of the business of day-to-day life takes care of itself. It runs ahead on its track like it always used to for as long as there've been people around. You just exist to watch it all unfold in front of you. Don't take it too seriously. I did and I got trapped in it. I don't want it to happen to you too. I'm not sure what to say, so I wish her luck, unseen narrator says. I couldn't see her expression, but there was a smile there somewhere hidden in that silent moment we shared. And just like that, my duties at work doubled. But that's the least of my worries right now. It's not just the extra duty and me having a cold. I'm feeling restless. Aglaya's words stirred something within me that I can't yet understand. First things first, I need something to warm myself up. I slapped myself on the face and got up to make some tea. Before I know it, I'm back to autopilot. I put water in the kettle. I stop for a moment deciding which tea to use. When I use up my favorite kind, I end up buying it first thing the next day, so I never use up the other boxes. Still, I stop for a moment in front of the tea boxes, pretending that I have other options. It's just a part of my tea-making ritual. I pick my favorite, of course. Just before the water is ready, I feel a weird sensation in my throat. I instinctively look behind me. By the window, who is that? I feel watched. Who? I don't like that we're in a world where there's just one city and everything else is wilderness. And people die out there. I see a sudden flash of light so bright I instantly shut my eyes. When the light is gone, I open my eyes, but all I can see is black. My eyes slowly adjust as the sun changes. When I realize what's going on, all I can do is laugh nervously. This fever got me on edge, I'm telling myself. The kettle, the lights, they don't work anymore. It's just an ordinary blackout. I need my phone fully charged tomorrow morning for work. I have to search for my power bank in the dark. I was digging inside my drawer in silence when Aglaya disturbed me with yet another call. Aglaya, hey, sorry for calling again. I forgot to tell you something important. I've left a loaf of fruitcake in the fridge at work. Well, let's pretend that I've left it there on purpose. You can have it. That's what I'm trying to say. Unseen narrator, I thank her half-heartedly and keep on searching. Aglaya, sorry. Yeah, I do have a habit of calling at the wrong time. Oh, man, just look at the time. I'm already behaving like someone unemployed. I apologize for calling at a bad time. I'll say it's okay. I had to keep telling her that I'm fine talking like this. We ended up chatting about all sorts of things. During the whole conversation, I could tell she's on the go. Footsteps, the breathing, the traffic noises, everything indicated that she's already leaving town. I tried skipping the matter, though, at least for a while. Despite the blackness of my room and my cold, this was the first time I felt comfortable in a while. Like two teenagers finding unlikely calmness in opening up to each other. Such was our talk. She lost a battery. Percentage. My droning days at work, the isolation, the dullness, everything evaporated in an instant. I knew very well how fragile these moments are, so I didn't ask why she was leaving so suddenly. One thing was sure, she was dead serious about leaving tonight. I barely know anything about Aglaya, but I could feel clearly now that she's passionate like that. Aglaya, hey, I know you're curious. It's alright, I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm on the west side of the residential district. It's very cold outside, but at least it's not that dark. The lights here saturate the streets with colors. Can't see a living soul around here, though. It's a few hours walk until the outer gate. We can talk until then, or until my phone battery runs out. Unseen narrator, with how dramatic her words sounded, it suddenly hit me in the head. Something about this conversation bothers me. I can understand how two people can connect in unexpected ways, but this is still odd. Why is she talking to me on the night of her disappearance? Shouldn't you be talking to your family or friends? I ask her. Aglaya, don't look too much into it. If I had to give a reason why I'm talking with you, well, sometimes you just need a fresh perspective, that's all. When you start fresh, it gives you the feeling of progress. You can cover a lot of ground when starting anew. I've also discovered that expressing myself to those I love is often painful for me. I'm a tough person like that. There's just something with my close ones that's slightly out of my grasp. It feels like no matter how many times I talk to them, I can never close the gap between us. Sometimes it feels like we're standing on two opposite ends of a chasm. But this is a bit different. To me, we are just pleasant colleagues. We worked at the same place and fulfilled our assigned roles. It would feel the same with you if we were closer. This is the main reason I'm talking with you right now. As bad as it sounds, what I'm saying is, I'll be out of the city before we can get too close. That's not sounding good. That was a bit too blunt. Sorry. Her tone dropped suddenly. I'll let you hang up soon. Bear with me for a few more minutes, please. I think I might be in danger right now. Just let's keep talking for a while. Unseen narrator, what's happening? Should I call for help? I asked her clearly in one swift breath. Aglaya, I'm at the edge of this weird block right now. There's a marked house out here. It should be silent, but someone is living here. Some lights are on. I can feel their presence watching me. Unseen narrator, are you sure it's marked? Aglaya, yeah, it's my first time seeing one, but I'm pretty sure. Unseen narrator, there shouldn't be lights then. Aglaya, yeah, don't believe me then. Just don't hang up now, please. I'm passing through it. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm through. This place stank, I'm telling you, the air was evil. Look, I'm through that corner, I'll let you go now. Thanks for everything, really. Unseen narrator, we should wait a few more minutes to make sure you're safe. Aglaya, alright, thanks. Do you think that there's a bit of truth to what those weird preachers say? The one about buildings having souls? That's unsettling. Are you meaning like ghosts? Or like the actual structure itself has a soul? I would like to say not sure. I don't know what she's meaning. Aglaya, I'm not so sure anymore myself. If it's true, that's one more reason for me to leave this place. Unseen narrator, I tried skipping the topic about the supernatural on purpose afterwards. We tried talking for a few more minutes, but we've lost the flow and we couldn't get back to where we were. I knew it, and I'm pretty sure she felt it too. A new feeling also lingered in my mind. Maybe I've got too entangled in her affairs and it started to wear me down. I felt a sudden desire to get away from the phone as quickly as possible. I was just about to say goodbye, but Aglaya was quicker and she lost another battery. Aglaya, I've just received an unexpected call. I should be taking this. Thanks for talking to me. I will not forget this. Unseen narrator, I nod in silence. I don't say goodbye. I'm not in front of her. Why would I nod? And we hang up. Ooh. This is weird. There was someone in my house though, and it's dark. What am I doing? Have I not found the power bank? I still have a few hours left until tomorrow. I checked the lights, still not working. I checked the walls around me, still in place. As soon as I lie down, like a battery that's lost its charge, my consciousness fades away. How can you sleep after that? Like, I don't care if it's like any person ever. I'm gonna be like worried with how all of that just transpired just then. You know, I don't think I would be the only person that would think that way, because like all of that just seems very just not good. I was surprised how easily I got up in the morning. My cold is getting better and I'm feeling happy getting back to my routine. In the morning breeze of winter, I reviewed the events of the night before, my talk with Aglaya over the phone. Each sentence felt strangely distant. I spent a long time collecting my thoughts. Finally, I stopped in front of the store. I used up the last of my favorite tea filter this morning. Curiously, I wasn't feeling like drinking tea at all. I was zoning out, staring out the window. After a deep breath, I decided, ooh, check things up. I never have that go-to, ever. I'm always the person that once there's a new chip, a new cookie, a new drink, I'm always the first one to like buy it and like force everyone in my family and friends to like taste it. I hate having the same thing all the time. Like, I hate having my life be the same all the time. I think that's why I enjoy games so much, because there's always something new. From playing Rocket League, to Silent Hill, to Elden Ring, to Fear and Hunger, to Cruelty Squad, to the new Silent Hill F, to Minecraft, to Terraria, to Half-Life, to Counter-Strike, Battlefield 6, to GTA. At least in that aspect of my life, I can always keep it interesting and new when everything else feels so stale right now. And I'm trying to get back into making music like I used to when I was very little. I'm hoping that brings something to my life. Finally. I'm gonna buy something else. Oh, really? I thought we were gonna buy, like, fucking coffee. But we bought a pack of cigarettes? Oh, man. Unseen narrator. I ended up buying a pack of cigarettes. Smoking is not as popular as it used to be, but it's still an icebreaker when talking to people. I've always tried to maintain a proper distance. Opening up to others wouldn't hurt for a change. I know I have things to do, but I just keep looking up, staring at the clouds and such. Try to march on, but my drive to keep working simply evaporates. Something was gone now, and I was probably the one behind it. Maybe it's not such a bad thing, spacing out of work like this. The first time in a long time I walk to work is not automatic. Each step towards the building is as painful and deliberate as walking on nails. I take another slight detour and arrive 36 minutes late. I enter the building and start my shift. The workload without Aglaya is intense, not to mention finding a replacement. I'll have to find some time for that too. It's a bit too much. I fantasize about leaving like she did, but I finish way later than usual. She should be out of the city by now. That reminds me, she told me that she has left some food in the fridge. Should I eat it? I should eat the fruitcake. She left it for me. I find a small loaf of fruitcake in the corner of the fridge. It feels dried out, but I finish it in 3 bites. The stale crumbs make my throat ache again. Is this a phone number in the wrapping? I already have her number. Never mind, I'll find a bin and throw it out later. I quickly stuff the wrapping into my pocket and decide to head home. For the first time, I couldn't get myself to finish my tasks. The air is cold tonight. Despite going in the right direction home, I stop at a building I've never seen before. The lights in the windows look paler than usual, passively staring at me like the faces of dead people. Is this even the right way home? I sift through each floor of the building in my mind. Until tonight, these buildings had meant nothing to me. Yet in this moment, they all feel connected. There's a dark secret there, directly linking them to some warped logic. As I stare at the windows, I lose all sense of time. My throat keeps pulsating with pain as I keep looking at the tower. At one point, the pain in my throat gets unbearable and I snap out of it. As my senses return, I notice that I'm shivering from the cold. I shouldn't be here, I'm feeling it in my gut. I trace my steps back, looking for the right path. I should be close to home. I somehow looped back to the street parallel to my apartment. My hands are trembling with cold as I search for my keys. Huh? Where's the house? It should be here. Standing still, I glance around. What is this place? This doesn't make sense. I reach for my phone, but all I find in my coat is the wrapping with Aglaya's number. Have I forgotten to take my phone with me from work? I've got to stay rational. There's nothing left for me here. No matter how I hate it, I need to ask for help. I have to sleep somewhere tonight. Wandering around, knocking on doors, ringing bells, I find myself in an unfamiliar neighborhood close to the edge of town. I could be imagining things, but the shape and the color of these buildings seem different from those I'm used to. Maybe the reason I walked this far out is not so accidental. Am I running away? Having said it out, I feel elated, as if all of a sudden I've been set free. I stumble upon a telephone booth and it drags me back to Earth. I could warm myself up a bit in there. Air inside smells faintly of sweat. Someone must have been in here recently as the receiver is still warm. I could rest inside the telephone booth for a minute or two. Call Aglaya. Yeah. The coins I put into the machine are as cold as ice. The phone keeps ringing for so long that it might as well be in an eternity. No answer. Ooh. Now it's wanting me to rest in here? No, I'm gonna try. Still nothing. Oh, I'll try again. Ringing suddenly stopped. We did it! She only has one battery. I could hear a faint buzzing sound from the other side. Aglaya, a public phone now? Really? Please stop calling me. I told you a million times I'm not coming back. Oh, it's you. Sorry for lashing out at you like that. I thought you were, someone else. Unseen narrator. Her usually calm, elegant voice sounded muddy and distant. Sorry for calling at a bad time. She paused for a moment, probably thinking what to say next. I could hear the wind playing in the air on the other side of the line, made her words harder to hear. Nah, Aglaya says. Nah, I mean, we can talk for a little while. My phone won't last long though, the battery's almost dead. Unseen narrator, are you out there? She paused again briefly. I could feel a nervous excitement in her silence. Aglaya, yes, I'm out here. Remember what I told you about me wanting to leave? I'm not so sure if that is what I really needed. Unseen narrator, thinking about coming back? You can come back to work with me anytime you want. Aglaya, I'm ashamed of this, but I tried going back the way I came. It's as if the city just vanished from there. I'm starting to feel like I don't understand the nature of this world. That's okay though. It's not that bad. I'm just hungry. Very, very hungry. Unseen narrator, don't you feel lonely out there in the wilderness, I mean? Aglaya, don't you? Unseen narrator. Aglaya, honestly, it's all the same. Everywhere. The only difference here is that, how should I put it? It's dull, okay? Dull. Unseen narrator, dull. Wouldn't you call the city dull too? Aglaya, maybe. It's a different kind of dullness. Things flow in their own unique way here. Aglaya, it's a sad world, but I wouldn't call it a bad one. You could say you're closer to yourself here on the grass. Wait a minute. Are you thinking about leaving that place too? Unseen narrator, I don't know. I don't feel like I belong here anymore. Aglaya, I knew you'd snap out of it one day. But you've changed sooner than I expected. Unseen narrator, what do you mean by that? Aglaya, it's just a feeling, but I think we're not so different, you and I. I'm just a little quicker and smarter to realize some of these things, that's all. Kidding, kidding. Jokes aside, it never ceases to amaze me how quickly our perspective on the world can shift. Unseen narrator, I'm not sure if I can change, or even if I want to. I can't find the glue that's supposed to stick it all together, Aglaya. Aglaya, I understand. But you've got to keep going forward. You want to know why I've left that place? Just to give you some perspective on things? Unseen narrator, sure. Aglaya, for me, it was the little things piling up. Not the grand things in absolutes, but the small daily struggles. They all add up and wear you down, little by little. And your soul burns out without you realizing it. When you realize it's already too late, your only option left is to run, to leave it all behind. I'm ranting too much. Sorry, this is starting to feel like a confession of sorts. I guess I feel a little bit of guilt for leaving my family behind. Thanks for lending an ear. Unseen narrator, you know, if you told me these things a few days earlier, I would have thought that you were living in a fantasy. Maybe you do, I don't know. But your words are genuine, I can feel your passion. Let out a tired sigh over the phone. Aglaya, thanks. You know, maybe we could talk until I run out of juice. Wish I could tell you more about this place. About the things people usually say about it, what is true and what is not, things like that. The truth is, I still don't know anything about all of that. All I really focused on was looking at my battery and thinking about all the people I should have called. Unseen narrator. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something else to her departure, too. Something hidden, something demented, like a heavy anchor that was weighing down on her soul. I never dared to ask her about it, fearing that it would break this unspoken bond between us. I know that it was selfish to drain all of her battery, but I wanted to keep talking with her. And I think that our conversation calmed her down a little bit. She interrupted my thoughts with her distant, scrambled voice coming through the landline. Aglaya, look. If you decide to leave, there are a few things you should be aware of. First of all, common knowledge is keep walking to the edge. That's kind of true, but there's a catch. The way to leave is to take the streets that loop back into the city. You may find this weird, but there are no guards or the like around the gates either. It's like a cheap trick, the real roads that lead outside of the ones that visibly loop, some of them at least. The others, well, when you think you're right on track, they curve back in the last minute for some reason. Unseen narrator, thanks for the advice. Aglaya, no problem, just stay calm and keep going, you'll know it when you're there. Oh, wanted to ask you before. Your phone died, too. What's with this weird number? Unseen narrator, I've left it at work, it's not that big of a deal. My home is gone, though. Aglaya, what? Unseen narrator, the street I live on. Something changed. Aglaya, changed? Unseen narrator, I'm not so sure, I should have looked into it more. Aglaya, did you like it there? Unseen narrator, what do you mean? Aglaya, living there, was it good? Unseen narrator, I don't know. I don't think I've really thought about that. Aglaya, Unseen narrator, is that even a factor to consider? Aglaya, huh? Of course it is. You know what? Good riddance. I'm glad you lost that place. You can start fresh now. I wish you the best, I really do, but please think for yourself from now on. It's time. Switching off soon. Farewell, boss. Good luck finding your new place. I should have moved my webcam to the other side. I'm sorry, y'all. But at least you can see her and the battery. Ask to meet outside or say goodbye. It's weird in this moment, since with the narrator, they seem to be lonely as shit. If this is the only person I've ever talked to in the past 2 days, with how I've not called anyone, I've not talked to anyone, I haven't seen anyone else's face here except for Aglaya. I feel like if my house is gone and my phone's gone, I should just follow her and meet her outside. So I'm gonna do that. Unseen narrator, look, aren't you afraid out there on your own? Aglaya, what kind of question is that? Unseen narrator, I could feel her heart freeze for a second. Aglaya, do you really want to know? Unseen narrator, yes. Aglaya, I've never been this scared in my whole life. I've just recently discovered how important phones are. I mean, you never call anyone, but the option is always there, helps you feel less. Unseen narrator, Aglaya, can I join you for a while? Aglaya, come again? Unseen narrator, would you like me to meet you out there? Aglaya, I'm not sure. It would be nice, but I can't promise you anything, it's really vast out here. Unseen narrator, okay, I mean, I don't want to force it. Aglaya, no, it's not that, I'm afraid that if we decide to meet up, it would be harder, what if we can't find each other? Honestly, it would just scare me more, maybe I should just let this place take me. Unseen narrator, are you sure about that? Aglaya, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to find any landmarks. Let me say this though. I will light fires when I can to keep myself warm. If you notice the smoke, feel free to join me, just don't promise me we will meet or anything weird like that. Unseen narrator, okay, that works for me. Stay safe, Aglaya. Aglaya, thank you, you too. I'm going off the grid now. She still had one battery. If she just keeps it in her pocket and doesn't touch it and no one spam calls her. Well, we don't have a cell phone, so never mind. That doesn't matter. Okay, unseen narrator, on my way to the border. I'm dragging myself through districts I've never seen before. Truth be told, I'm scared. I have run out of options and facing the unknown is all I can do now. At times, I reach major intersections that lead straight out of town. I don't let them trick me. Taking all the detours, all the dead ends, all the curves leading back. The infrastructure is so abstract and artificial that I'm not even sure people live behind those windows anymore. I guess it doesn't matter in the end. Each of those windows is a distant world anyway. Places I could never visit. I've reached the border. Beyond it, all I can see is darkness. After hearing all the hearsays and whispers about it, well, I must say, the sight is quite underwhelming. There are no gates, no walls, nothing. It's just as if the city stopped generating itself at a random point. Nothing is stopping me from walking through. I just walk right past the threshold. After stepping through, I was enveloped in total darkness. I could still be home during a blackout for all I know. But something really is different out here. I couldn't point it out for the longest time, but it suddenly struck me. I can't feel the heavy stillness that shrouds the city out here. It's the feeling of something fresh, something new, and it keeps me going for a while. At one point, my adrenaline runs out due to the constant stress my body is under. As I lay down on the ground, cushioned by a lush layer of cold moss, I finally notice. I've never been in a forest before, and my mouth is completely dry. Everything is alive and breathing out here, and I think I'm dying of thirst. I curl myself into a tiny ball, shivering with the slim hope of not freezing to death. All around me is wet from rain, and I have no idea how to start a fire. Without giving my situation another thought, my consciousness drifts away. I don't dream. It's as if my mind stops being, for God knows how long. I wake up starving, drenched in sweat, looking at the sunset. I must have slept for a whole day. Before long, the silhouettes of these giant trees blend into black once again. My priorities changed before I knew it. The enthusiasm for finding her dwindled in an instant. I needed food, I needed water, I needed shelter. I had to learn how to forage and look out for myself. I found a pond with fresh water. It even had some fish and frogs in it. But most of the time, I only ate berries and small bugs. Time was passing. It was around springtime when I reached the end of this vast, never-ending forest. How long? How long have I been walking? If it's almost springtime? The wild open space of the new landscape has sown a fresh hope in my heart. It changed me. My entire existence in the wilderness was one of undignified survival, or that's how I saw it until now. However, around this time I began developing a deeper sense of intimacy, a silent harmony within myself. Along with my pain, I've achieved a feeling of closeness with the natural simplicity of my new life. This dreamlike step became my new home. The space that surrounded me was so vast that, in time, it completely dissolved me as a human being. My soul tamed and free of worry, my mind expanded to fill the entire landscape. I thought my growth was over, and I could have died happily living like this. But one day I saw smoke in the air. My vast expanse quickly shrank back to its original form. Is she there? Is she alive? Because how long have we been walking if it's almost springtime? She was hungry. I hope she's made it. No longer the sole spectator of the land, I became a human being again in an instant. It was a curse and a blessing. Below the misty morning sky, I could see a thin frame. At first, I was taking slow and cautious steps towards her. I feared that by rushing to her, I might break the delicate mirage and she'd vanish. My heart was racing. Once more, I'd become weary of the future. Finding her out here, I feel like I've lost something. When she takes her first glance at me, I stop in my tracks. Her hair is standing out in odd directions. She could not wash it for a long time. The skin around her eyes is wrinkled by insufficient sleep. I stared right into her eyes, but they told me nothing. They were windows into an unreachable world. Our connection over the phone, was it not genuine? I thought about walking away without saying a word. Is this really the person I was hoping to find? Not sure what to say, I sit down next to her. We end up staying silent, staring at the fire together. Tranquility, the stillness all faded in an instant when I first saw her. And I admit that for the first time in a while, I was afraid of losing something unspoken, something dear inside of me. But I'm relieved now. Sitting here together, she wriggles just a little bit closer to me, and I feel a new warmth. Without saying anything, she gives me a warm, delicate smile. She proudly gestures her face towards the fire. I don't know what the future will bring. It's not for me to know. What I do know is that for the first time in a long while, I'm not alone anymore. Ending, Wilderness Route B. How many endings? That was sweet. I was so worried. The entire time I was like, I'm gonna find her and she's going to be dead. But I don't know. It felt weird that she wasn't speaking to me. It felt very unsettling and kind of sad. But I'm glad that she was okay. I'll scroll through this a little quick. Because this game, I love the sounds. I love how the graphics look. Love the story. And I love a lot of other things about it. I couldn't find... Oh man, I have to play the whole thing. That's fine, that's fine. I'll play the whole thing again. Ah, we'll skip. That ending, Route B, Wilderness, is just purely based off of my genuine decisions. So, with this now, I won't repeat anything if I've already said it before or experienced it before, but I don't think we should experience anything new or different or the same because I'm going to be choosing everything different on purpose, so we'll see. Man, this game is making me feel a lot of things. There was a specific line at one part that almost had me. It almost had me. It hit a little close to home. I think I chose the right option. I told her, because I was wanting to have it to ask her to stay 2 weeks. Because maybe if I tell her to stay 2 weeks, she actually does stay longer here. I told her that without her help, we couldn't handle this month. Not to mention the trouble of finding a replacement. Yeah, I get that, Aglaya says. Aglaya, if that's your answer and it's final, I get that. But I can still just stop going to work when it all comes down to it. Unseen narrator. I try keeping my cool and tell her that she's right, but she'd give me a lot of trouble that way. Aglaya, look, I know work would be challenging without me. I just have a lot on my mind. I suppose what I'm doing isn't fair after all. So, yeah. I'll try my best to hold my end of the bargain. I'm on your team for 2 more weeks. And thanks. It was the workplace I've hated the least, and that's on you. Oh, I didn't know. When I chose the other option, you really shitted on all of it. So I was like, yeah, fuck this workplace. But I guess this was the thing that she loved most, so I'm glad. Unseen narrator. If there's anything else I can help you with, I tell her automatically. Aglaya, nah, don't worry. Aglaya's breathing was heavy. It was clear that she was on the road. From the way she was gasping for air, I've had a feeling that she's not on a pleasant evening stroll. I'm pretty sure she has her own problems and I don't want to push her too hard. But it feels like I have no other options. I tell her that these 2 weeks will pass by swiftly. I thank her for her work and hang up just before the silence gets awkward. I don't know what the deal is here, but it's not my burden to bear. I have enough problems as is. I'm feverish, I need some rest, and tomorrow I've got to try looking for a replacement. I could print some advertisements about the job and post them on the notice boards around town. It breaks up my usual routine. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I've had some trouble later that night. I spent an eternity in the half-dream, half-waking state. My instincts were sending constant alarms to my brain. I've had a vague feeling that something was watching me. I tried breaking the spell by reaching for the lamp, but it wasn't working. In the end, my mind faded into a shallow sleep. I started the next day early. It was a bright, chilly morning with clear skies. This is all different. This is good. Aglaya was in the office while I posted pamphlets about the opening position everywhere I could. I enjoyed the sudden change of pace in its own way at first. Even my cold was getting better after having some fresh air. But each time I glued a pamphlet to one of the message boards, it reminded me of something. I hate to admit it. Even though I don't know her very well, I have started developing a specific sentimental feeling towards Aglaya. I can't describe it with words, so you could call it nostalgia before it even occurs. This feeling grew bigger and bigger with each pamphlet I left around the city. I have no idea why I feel this way. It's simply that I enjoy these unchanging days and she's a part of that in a way. By her leaving, I feel like she's moving on in life to her next goal, while I stay the same, stuck in the mud. I usually don't care about such things, but this morning is different. Her sudden resignation sparked a crisis of self within me. I started feeling that the real reason I make her work for a little longer is to keep the sameness. This thought frightened me. After some guilt-fueled lamentation, I've decided not to dwell on it further. I can see the lamps flaring up in the distance. What time is it again? I realized that half the day was already passed. I try to check back into the office to finish something else, but the nearest road leading to it is closed for the day. Today is the 3rd day of December, and it wasn't like the day before, nor will it likely be like the day after it. Aglaya Kovacs is leaving in 2 weeks. Aglaya Kovacs is who broke the sameness. And now unexpected things will happen, leading to more unexpected things. Who will be my new colleague? Can I really find anyone new? I mean, these days it's hard to find people. In their absence, I looked at the buildings for answers and they looked back at me. Around this part, I knew them well. Each had its own personality. No, that's not the best word. Auras, maybe. Something like that. These auras grew stronger over time, I think. I swear one of these days they might even start speaking to me. My thoughts got interrupted when my shoes got wet inside a deep puddle. I checked the time on my phone and saw that Aglaya called me again some 20 minutes ago. I better call her back. Hello? Aglaya, hey. Unseen narrator, sorry, I haven't heard you calling. Aglaya, it's okay. So, I'm in the office. Someone was looking for you in here, that's why I called. Unseen narrator, do you have any idea who they might have been? Aglaya, it was a man in a gray suit. He was in a hurry. I couldn't have a good look at him. He shoved an envelope into my hand, told me to give it to you and that you'd know what to do with it. Before I could have asked him anything, he was gone. Unseen narrator. I wonder who that could be. Did he seem like trouble? Aglaya, trouble? Why? Are you in danger? Unseen narrator. I don't think so. Just asking. Aglaya, okay. I'll leave it on your desk then. So, how's the poster thing going? Any luck yet? Unseen narrator. Actually, I think it's going well so far. Aglaya, that's good news. Okay, message delivered. You'll find your envelope on the table. Wish you luck out there. I'll wrap up the work for today. Unseen narrator. I tell her that I'm grateful for her work and we hang up. What I don't tell her is that someone's been chasing me around. What? You didn't tell me that last time. So someone was looking at me in my house in the dark when it went blacked out? That gives me shivers, bro. There was someone there? I thought maybe like, oh, it's dark. She's just seeing things. Or he. Am I a she? I don't know. I think so. Chasing is a dramatic word, but sometimes when I walk home at night, I can feel someone staring at me from a distance. It's just a feeling for me the most part, but I do believe that such intuitions always stem from a real place. And now I feel like the man in the gray suit is connected to all this. I thought about going home, but my steps took me somewhere else. I couldn't let it go, so I went to the office to get the message that Aglaya had mentioned. I thought this would calm me down, but honestly I've had no idea what to think of it. All I found on my desk was a plain white baronial-style envelope, and it had nothing inside it. I've left it on my desk with a bunch of other paperwork that I'll never have time to finish at this rate. Then I took my usual way home. At home, I've made a quick meal and eaten it in silence. I've made some glances towards my phone in case someone calls me about this job. Let's just say that I hope to have better luck next time. With nothing left to do, I went to sleep. I spent this next 2 weeks balancing all these new variables in my life. For clues about the man in the gray suit, it quickly turned into some hidden perversion. I felt eyes watching me on every corner. I've also hidden the envelope as if it were some vital evidence in a crime I could have committed. I also destroyed some of the evidence, the ones that may have had relevance to the case. Was it just a new day to occupy my mind now that Aglaya is gone? I should have focused more on work. I really need to find someone new, but I also have a lot of work to do. I can't do both. I have to choose between the two. Oh. So Aglaya's gone now? It's been 2 weeks? I don't like that. She was so special in the last section. She has to come back. Can't do both. I have to choose. I think if you keep looking for advertising, or keep advertising, the sooner you'll find someone. It was a bliss to be outside this early. I wasn't the kind to procrastinate, but the nice weather made me realize how I missed the solace of aimlessly walking around in early mornings. It took me way back when I had more time to spare for myself. Our first stop was a quick walk to the underground mall. It used to be full of people. So many, in fact, that you could get lost in the crowd. Now where's the notice board around here? There it is. She's missing? Is that what it's talking about? I carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back, just like that. If this won't make them apply, nothing will. Now let's see, another one, yes? I carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue on my brush on the back. There we go, beautiful. One more time. I carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back. Damn it, I should have brought more glue. Okay, just one more. I want this to work. I carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back. Should I add more? I really need to grab their attention. No! I sighed with a nervous smile. There was so much other space. Why are you not even noticing? I understand work is stressing you out and you need someone quick. Oh man, I shouldn't have chose this goddamn option. Fuck. Okay, one more. I carefully take a poster out of my bag. What the? A weak tug on my coat interrupts my work, shortly followed by swearing. What the fuck? When I turn around, I see a frail old man with fear in his eyes. Old man, careful now, youngster. Just what do you hope to achieve with this? Unseen error. Yeah, thank you. That's fine. I'm not vandalizing. It's just... Old man, shh. Keep your voice down. The stones. They are all listening. Unseen narrator. To avoid the confrontation, I go along with his paranoia and thank him for his warning. Old man. I figured you'd be a reasonable fellow. Now tear down your posters and let the walls be. Unseen narrator. Sir, I'm looking for someone who might be interested in some work. Old man. Work? Ha! Are you mad? That's nonsense. You have to find a higher purpose for being here. The way I see it, we've got to stick together in these trying times. Come with me, my fellow. I know some comfortable benches to sleep on if you have some bread to spare. We will rest under the stars. It will keep us alive, keep us human. Unseen narrator. I decided not to get into this argument and dodge the invitation as politely as I could. Old man. Hell with you. The city will have its way. Don't say I didn't try to save your sorry soul. God knows I did. Unseen narrator. With that, the old man disappeared as quickly as he came. Of all the people I could run into, it just had to be a lunatic. Still, it was nice seeing someone. I may have better luck next time. I hope that this will work. It has to. There must be someone out there looking for a job, right? Right? It was easier to get lost in here than I expected. For a moment, I thought that the shutters of the mall were trying to trap me. I managed to get out after much swearing. Sudden thought came to me during the day. Why only use the designated I am so livid. This is definitely like a missing poster. of Aglaya. It looks exactly like how we found her that one time, and we're just, here we go. Fuck you. Like, fuck. This path sucks so bad. I could put posters everywhere. Is there a specific ban against that? I have no idea. No need to get desperate just yet. I'll continue to do this by the book for now. Carefully take a poster out of my bag. The glue I added was starting to solidify into a more viscous substance. Clots of dried glue that I smeared on the poster did not dissolve. I could barely make it stick to the surface. I carefully take a poster out of my bag. Add some dry, useless glue with my brush on the back. Add another layer of glue. Add another layer of glue. There. I carefully take a poster out of my bag. Add some dry, useless glue with my brush on the back. Add another layer of glue. Add another layer of glue. And stick it right in the middle to keep the whole mess together. I wonder who my new colleague will be. What are they going to be like? Will we get along? I mean, we'll be spending a lot of time together in close quarters. I want to do this right to attract the right people. This sucks so bad. Because knowing on how sweet this girl is in the last ending, and how much I was like trying to go and find her, and doing all of this hurts me so fucking bad. Wait, now I have two posters in my hands. I put one of the posters down on the floor for now. I didn't eat today. I had a completely dry, useless layer of paste and wrinkle up the poster completely. I used the other poster with careful strokes of the brush. This one turns out like a real piece of art. I look around nervously. I'm alone. What if that old man was right? I carefully take a poster out of my bag. I add a completely dry, useless layer of paste. Is this a waste of time? I carefully take a poster out of my bag. I add a completely dry, useless layer of paste. The slightest breeze could take these off. Some days I think my phone could ring any minute. I'm just posting them everywhere. Have I gone insane? Other days I'm not even sure if my own job exists. Paycheck stopped coming a while ago. I do not mind. My life is much simpler now. I carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back. Carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back. Carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back. I carefully take a poster out of my bag, add some glue with my brush on the back. Ending. Work. Route A. That. I didn't like that. All of it was so unsettling, and I was getting so mad the whole time. Like, my character completely lost all sense of care. Like, she got so zoned in on the advertising and the loss of her sameness, you know, that she just went absolutely lunatic, like loony. All right, let me skip. I know with the other path that I did do that led to the wilderness, the first one, there was many options like the resting rather than calling her. There was calling her and talking to her about it, but not going to her. But I'm gonna find out this other path with Route A that I just went on, because there was definitely something about that letter. But I think the only other option I had after the letter part was to just go back to work rather than advertise. So that's what I'm gonna do, is go to work rather than advertise and see what changes there. I should be saving, so it'd be easier for me to skip around. I should have done that the first time. I'm normally good at that, but I haven't played a visual novel like game like this in such a long time. I'm trying to think of the last time I actually did. I hate how this makes me feel. Especially that first ending, man. All of that hit me so bad. I kept glancing over. Like, you guys could probably have, like, if you guys noticed my webcam, I kept glancing over at OBS, and I was hovering over to turn off the webcam because I was feeling shit. And I was hating it a lot. Oh, it is, because yeah, I did spend the next 2 weeks balancing all the new variables. And she's gone. Fuck. What did I click on? Okay, so I did choose the working one, I think. Working on everything myself, my life changed rapidly. I spent whole weeks trying to keep my head above the water. It was a new kind of stress, something that I was not used to. Sure, I could quit any time, but somehow that idea seemed worse than this. That would have meant confronting what I want to do with my time. I'm not ready for that. That's what I've kept telling myself as time flowed forward. I've also started seeing fewer people on the street. Somehow I've had a feeling that I could stop working altogether and no one would notice my absence. If I could bring myself to stop, I don't think that anyone would call me up late at night to tell me I'm fired. Still stopping is out of the question. One night, my fixation with work reached the point where I couldn't bring myself to go home. Surely no one could kick me out of the office for sleeping there. Why would they? I was making good progress after all. Without anyone else around, new assignments did not appear out of the blue, so I found myself enjoying work at a leisurely pace. On one such night, I noticed something. Something was swirling inside the envelope from the man in the gray suit. Slowly, I tried feeling it out with my hands. It was the same thing that Aglaya mentioned over the phone a while back. Should be empty, but at least it was last time I checked. I feel anxious about this. Maybe I should toss it out. I'll save this, because this is new. I'm gonna open it. I decided to open it. Is it a photo? Let's see. What are these ants? I stopped for a moment. The insects are creeping everywhere. Aglaya? She looks different from what I remember. Wasn't her hair a different color? That's what I thought about the wilderness. She had dark hair in the wilderness too. Never mind, this is her all right. That's what I think. I should clean up this mess. I hope I'm not... No, I won't even say that. Everything is fine. I'm making good progress with work. It's all right. Maybe I should try calling her. Make sure you never know what this creep in the gray suit is capable of. Whatever the case may be, I don't want to work anymore. I hate the fact that it's a photo of her, in which the photo was from a man that was directed towards me, and it has ants inside of it. I need time to think this through. I wanted to get away as fast as possible. The sun is just setting, rising, whatever, I'm not sure. I tried calling Aglaya to warn her, but I couldn't find her number in my phone at the moment. Now, what piece of the puzzle am I missing here? I shouldn't have opened that envelope. I found myself getting further away from the office. The more streets I've had between me and that place, the less pain I've felt. It looks peaceful out here. Is this a park? The bench looks inviting. Should I sleep on it? Oh. There we go. I'm getting in the groove. I should keep walking, right? Well, why? What is happening? Am I not going home? I've been sleeping at the workplace. I should keep walking. Maybe something will happen. For long, I found myself walking in districts that I've never seen before. I should be at home or at work doing what I'm always doing. I feel out of place here. Yet something is completely comforting in that. I wonder if I'm running away. A few more hours at this pace and I could easily reach the edge of town. I started meditating on what could be out there over the edge. All I know for sure is that some people migrate there when they have nowhere else to go. I still have ambitions in life, or so I think. My march came to a sudden halt when I realized how hungry I was getting. At this moment, the silence of the night was taking over. Guess I could have looked for my dinner on my walk out here. For a diner on my walk out here. Question mark. Hey! Is that an actual human being down here? Down there? Unseen narrator. The voice was echoing through the empty streets. Who? From up there? Question mark. I'm up here. Unseen narrator. The sound was coming from the top of a tall cylindrical building. I couldn't find the exact source of the voice though. Question mark. What on earth are you doing down there? Don't tell me you're deaf or something. Come on up. Let's talk. Unseen narrator. Should I go along with it? This is weird. What do you mean there's an actual human? Like, what is this whole fucking place? This whole place is just so empty. And like, the scariest thing. I'm gonna go up. It's probably the man. I'm coming up, no funny business. Question mark, cool. Unseen narrator, which floor? Question mark, I'm on the roof, dummy. Unseen narrator, coming up. Question mark, wait. You got any blank on you? Unseen narrator, what? My throat was getting sore from the sun shouting. Question mark, forget it, come on up. I'm feeling relieved by this beat. It seems like I'm about to meet someone cool. I found an empty receptionist desk on the ground floor. No staff in sight, of course. Oh, great. The elevator isn't working. Just how tall is this? 20 floors? It took me a long while to climb the stairs. Halfway through, I've started to lose my breath. This is stupid. What am I doing here anyway? By the time I got up to the top floor, I wanted to punch whoever made me climb all these stairs. I found a rusty metal ladder leading up. The latch opens up effortlessly. Fuck yeah. A cold gush of air hit me in the head. Thousands of pale golden lights lay scattered on the ground below under a starless sky. Question mark, stranger, over here. Come on, check this out. Unseen narrator, give me a second, let me catch my breath. Question mark, take your time. The view is not going anywhere. How the you stance like an anime protagonist or antagonist. Unseen narrator, the shadowy figure does not bother to turn towards me. With a gaze fixed on the view, she takes a deep, exaggerated breath. I take slow, cautious steps forward. Question mark, nice view, huh? The unseen narrator says. Question mark, shh, don't answer that, please. Unseen narrator, you're joking, right? Question mark, damn, you just had to ruin my moment. I mean, our moment. Unseen narrator, did you make me climb all those stairs for this to experience the not talking together? Question mark, good question, I don't know. I mean, most people just run away when they hear me shout. Never got this far. Weird, right? Is that weird? Unseen narrator, this was the first person I've met in a while. Yeah, who is she? She looks pretty sick. She has like a band-aid over her nose. Some cool like braided hair. Cheap bottle of booze she had gave her a funny, almost helplessly bland aura. Her nose was busted and she's had way too much perfume on her. The cologne she used came together with a heavy fragrance of tobacco, all blending in to give her a unique scent. Something that I could only describe as the taste of a juniper bush or something like that. Well, you've asked me to join you, so what are you doing up here? Question mark. Well, what were you doing down there? Never mind. You know what? I don't want to know. Back to your question. I came out to smoke and drink. I ended up living here for the time being, so make yourself at home. Unseen narrator, I looked around trying to find a good enough excuse to get out of here. Question mark. Are you okay? You look like you've just killed somebody. Unseen narrator, what? Question mark. Booze talking. Sorry. You truly look horrible. Here. Have a drink. It will help you look better, to me at least. Unseen narrator. Alright. Thanks. Question mark. Don't mention it. Unseen narrator. The sudden taste of strong, cheap palinka punched me. It burns all the way down, filling my empty stomach. My host watches my suffering in quiet amusement. I try not to cough, but it's useless. She patiently waits for me to recover. After I take another quick sip, she clears her throat, readying her voice to speak. Question mark. Okay, stranger. You're alright. We can talk for real. See those stupid cars down there? That's what annoys me these days. The hate keeps me going, I think. What's with that look of yours? No, I mean, just shut up and look at me, dear stranger. Hear me out, please. Just try to see it my way. All these tiny cars down there, they should have some tiny people in it. Driving around, going to places, being important, whatever. Have you ever had the chance to stop a car and simply talk to the person driving it? No, of course not. Why would you? Why would you jump out in front of a car to try and make small talk, right? That's stupid. And yet this place is full of roads, and they all lead to nowhere. Unseen narrator, yeah, what's your point? Question mark. Okay, I'm wasted. Call it what you like. My point is, it's not about the connection anymore. That's not a factor here, and it's killing me. This must be some personal hell, that's what I've been thinking. punishment for my sins. That's that kind of thing. Whatever you know. But here you are. With you in the picture, it's not all about me, see? This is connection. This is empathy at work. Let's go. Talk to me, stranger. Please, talk to me. How was your day? Tell me all about yourself. Unseen narrator. You know, what's your name again? Roza. Roza. Call me Roza. Unseen narrator. Roza, you know, I thought that you were a bit too crazy and annoying just a few seconds ago, but you have a point. Roza smiled back at me with what I could only describe as a tired grimace beyond care. She was silent for a second. She was about to open her mouth, but I was quicker this time. You said you live up here? She looked at her bottle briefly before speaking up. Roza, yeah, I do. But it's a long and boring story. I could maybe cut it short and make it sound like it's cool and interesting. Would you listen to my ramblings if I do that? Unseen narrator. I chuckled and gave her a nod. She was an intense person to be with, but it was refreshing to be with someone for a change. Unseen narrator. Sure thing, Roza, but before you do, pass me your bottle, okay? Roza. Okay, sure. I like that, yeah, that's the spirit. Anyway, that life, that place down there, you know? It's not for me anymore. It's just not my life to live. So I came up to jump down. No, don't look at me weird like that, like you're mad at me for giving up. I didn't, okay? I'm here, you see? I'm finding my own thing my own way. So anyways, first, I told myself that this fence is too high to climb over, and that I'm afraid of heights. I can't jump down like that, yes? I thought about going to a store and getting a wire cutter or whatever it's called to cut the fence. And I thought about the money. I need to buy the tools. Needless to say, I don't have that kind of money. That made me think about stealing one from the hardware store. It made me feel embarrassed, you know? I know it might sound wild, but I've noticed something. Even through the numbness, I still cared. I was still feeling things. I was way too self-aware to get into trouble with stealing, and I was afraid of heights. Long story short, I couldn't jump. So here I stand. I can't get myself to go down anymore. Cars, all those phantom lives, concrete, and the cold stares through all those closed curtains. I'm fed up with it. I'm good here in the middle. I could come down if I feel like it. I could jump down if I feel like it. I probably won't do either of those things. The option is there, the choice is there, that's good enough for me. And you know what? She quickly snatches the bottle out of my hands and takes a sip. I just love the view from up here. And maybe, just maybe, I'm happier now that I've been in a really long time. This thing I have, I don't want to involve you in this. This is my burden alone, but I'm glad I could share it with someone. Sometimes that's enough. Damn. I always end up talking about boring stuff when I drink. Unseen narrator. Boring? What are you talking about? Roza, you're a good listener, huh? My kind of luck, huh? Just when I thought I'd have some interesting company, I end up with a listener. Unseen narrator. I don't know what to say to that. She shows her silent, sadistic smile once more. Without saying a word, I take the bottle out of her hands and take a sip. We ended up staring down at the city in total silence together. Roza looked tired, but there was no sign of her stopping our little party. She had finished countless cigarettes on the way down to the bottom of the bottle. I didn't want to break our calming silence, but something was troubling me. For a little while, I could sense an uneasy feeling in the air. When I asked her if I could join her for a little while, both of us sighed with relief. After all this time, I still don't know much about her. I wouldn't call it love, but we have a system that's working for now. One day, I even managed to bring her down to the lobby, but she stays on the top floor most of the time. Each night, we find ourselves on the rooftop staring blankly at the sky. Ending Roza. That was sweet. Even though I'm like, this whole world is the most fucked up thing ever, but it's honestly, it's very relatable in many, many, many ways. You know? It's like, unlike this world, at least there's so many different places you can go. This world, you just have one city, but at the same time, that could be like a way of describing our world where, you know, there's many people that are stuck in a single place forever or for a very long time that don't want to be stuck there. And so it could mean that in this story, you know, where actually the wilderness or whatever, that there is other places. But all of these people here, they're stuck here. They can't leave. It's too much stress to move, too much money to move. Making connections is too hard. Everyone is getting complacent and comfortable with their daily routine. It's like that sort of thing. I just rambled a bunch of personal shit. I don't know if I'll have to keep it. I don't know. We'll see. Let me load. There were some options. Because, bro, there was this whole point where... Let's get back into it. There was this whole point with this letter. The suspicious man, has a photo of her in this envelope. We open it, and then we don't do anything? To see if she's fine? Like nothing at all? I'm wondering, because she left the cake at one time with her number. And the thing is, we didn't have her number in this section of the playthrough because we chose the 2 weeks period, but I wonder in the other period, if we don't let her do the 2 weeks and we let her run, and we don't talk to her or call her and we get cake or whatever, we get her number, and there's a completely different path there. I'm gonna throw this out. I don't know what that would do. Would that change anything? There's no need to open this. I can keep on working. I have to be careful though. I need to slow down. At this rate, I will complete everything before I know it. If that happens, then what? I should savor these days while I still can. Damn. All out of ink again. Guess I have no choice. I should check inside the utility closet for more. I really don't feel like going there, but work calls for action. I slowly shambled to the door of the utility closet. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I need the ink. He needs to ask me questions. Simple as that. Everyone wins. Okay, here goes. I've started to hear something faintly moving inside. Is he awake? Who? What the fuck? As I opened the door, a horrible odor twisted my nose. I could only describe it as the smell of a sweaty iron suit. Damn it, I should have knocked. Hey, are you awake? Just looking for some ink for the printer over here. Never mind me. Talk to detective. What is happening? I did kill somebody! Did I? Because that's what Roza kept saying. He's giving me the silence treatment. Talk to detective. Detective Takats is not awake right now. Look at the corpse. He's seen better days. Shit. Where was that ink again? In the end, I've decided to handwrite my last report. Took much longer to complete, which means more time spent with a purpose. But even that wouldn't last forever, of course. Before slipping into a madness of idleness, I've come up with new tasks to pass the time. I could arrange and rearrange the files, check and uncheck all the mails, shred and reprint all the papers. These days, I'm trying to save the paper though. Ending, work route B. So I've killed somebody? A detective? Why a detective? Why did we kill the detective? This is so fucking weird. What is happening in this game? Was it file 2? Yeah, so let's sleep on the bench. There's a lot more winding paths than I actually thought there were. So much more. That is weird. There's someone else sleeping here. Wait, do I know her? What? Oh. Sorry for waking you up. The girl in front of me had an incredibly energetic aura around her. I could feel her jet black eyes scanning me. She spoke up in a slower pace than I imagined. Girl on the bench, you look lost, love. You've mistaken me for someone else. Something tells me you'll be here for a long while, though. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. I usually don't say this, but you're here now. Let's talk a little, see what's what. Who knows, maybe we'll even have some chemistry, you and I. What? Don't look at me like that. Can a girl flirt a little? Unseen narrator, I was at loss for words. I can't even remember the last time I talked to someone else in the flesh. We're on the bench. Oh, now look at that. What's that piece of paper in your coat, love? You've opened up that envelope, didn't you? You know about it? You feel guilt for what you've done? Unseen narrator, I didn't do anything. We're on the bench. Whatever works for you. I'm not judging. But you're missing the point. You're going to remember less and less as time goes by. See, you're already forgetting her face. You understand what I'm saying? I've heard enough. What do you want me to do? Unseen narrator says. We're on the bench. That depends. Do you want to go out with me? This sounds like the music I've been listening to recently. So much jungle, breakcore, drum and bass, symphony, like all of them, people. I have a whole playlist that I listen to all the time. What is happening? She knows about the note. Who is she? Why? I killed somebody? She knows? Why? And who? Or she didn't reference if I killed anybody. She said that I think she was referencing the Aglaya on how I just let her just disappear from my life. What if I say no? Girl on the bench, I could have saved you, you know. I have nothing else to tell you. Don't disturb me, I'm trying to catch a dream. Let me join the others this time. Unseen narrator, the doll-like girl is no longer conscious. I looked around, the park seemed to glow green with the city around it slowly growing dark. A spherical shell was forming around us. I was sure that she shouldn't wake up for a while. There's so many fucking... If I stay... It wasn't safe to leave. I sat down in front of the bench looking at the girl. Our world froze and everything fell silent. Being here was like experiencing the heat death of the universe. My body fell over and I began my eternal sleep, joining her. We remained frozen in place, waiting for our next victim. Ending Porcelain Route B. If with this game being free, this is the most insane, like, I wasn't expecting for this to be this long and be this many changing paths and endings, and I didn't think it would make me feel so many different things and be emotional. I'm gonna leave this time. The town was unnaturally dark. The things stopped looking familiar and I got lost in it in no time. I could see her green cocoon closing up behind me. With no hope of getting back inside its shelter, I tried my luck on the streets. Everything was humming alive in unison, but I was no longer a part of it. I couldn't make sense of the way things are. Now the buildings are growing taller and I have no idea how to keep up with them. Concrete towers closed up the borders around the city. Pale windows no longer screamed at me with their coldness. I saw blackouts over the horizon pulsating like electric synapses inside a brain. Something new was coming alive, feeding on the lives of countless people. Apart from the small green orb on the ground, I saw no more traces of life. Ending Porcelain Route C. Now I need to stay with her, right? Or what's this save? That is that save. This one. Yes, I'll go out with you. We're on the bench. Okay then, give me the picture. Unseen narrator, I gave her the envelope with the picture in it. We're on the bench, good. Unseen narrator, as I was reaching out to her, I could feel a funny tension in the air. Just what is the deal with her, really? We're on the bench. I admit, I'm a jealous girl, but I'm impressed. That's quite the statement you've just made. You may be confused, but I can see it in your eyes. I'll be blunt with you, my love. This is the part when you should be saying that I'm better than her or something. Unseen narrator. You're on the bench. Yes? Unseen narrator. You look nice. You're on the bench. It just catches on fire? Is that how you flirt? Are you serious? Why don't you come and sit a little closer? You'll never leave this place anyway. Ending Porcelain Route A. The weird thing about the porcelain, the girl-like doll, is it looks just like Aglaya when we find her in the wilderness. And just like this, I just hit y'all. Just like this photo right in front of me, but with like blacked out eyes, and like her smile is just this black hole. Ooh, yeah, I didn't keep walking. I really love Roza. Roza was a sick, cool person. Definitely someone I would want in my life. Just to be just so off the wall, brave, courageous. Like, she's up there screaming down at somebody, just saying shit. She's up there drinking and smoking. She's like thinking about robbing a store. Even knowing like she's going through some rough shit. And there's some somewhat questionable decisions being made, and like she's going through a lot of shit mentally. Something about her was very like warm and comforting and fun that I really enjoyed about her. But I'm gonna keep walking. Sorry, Roza. And Aglaya she's so cool too. She's so sweet and honest. I turn away from the figure. I've heard some shouting from the roof before the streets fell silent again. My single-minded quest from getting further away from work continued alone. In the middle of the night, my stomach started to burn with pain. First, I thought it was just the regular effects of hunger. I had grown accustomed to it by this point. During my never-ending shifts over the last couple of weeks, it was common for me to neglect my basic needs. No, this must be something else. There was another source of pain inside me, even more primal than any empty stomach. It was the fear of being watched. It wasn't the cold, remote stare of the marked stone buildings either. Living in the city my entire life, I was used to that. This was something new, a creeping, intense kind of intimate stare. For a while, I thought it would be better to ignore it and show no interest. As I've walked the streets, I've made a little theory in my head to calm myself. It won't bother me if I mind my own business and stay calm. But the truth is, I don't have any business being here in the first place. I'm just running away from something deep within me. When I realized how truly lost and alone I was feeling, my legs started to shake. Was it really that hard for me to change while I've had the chance? I'm truly lost. I can see a dark street in front of me. The street lights are no longer working here. Must be another blackout. The only sort of light is coming from a car in the distance. There was not a single living soul in sight, not even the running car. The humming of the engine fills the empty street. Suddenly, a splashing sound breaks the silence. Oh. Something in the distance has locked eyes with me. Is this the source of my fears? I don't think so. There is something more at play here, just beyond the border of reason. I found myself staring back at the figure. There's no use in running away from myself anymore. This thing. It's the lesser of two evils. If I look hard enough, I might see the strings of fate fiddling on it. It closed the gap between us in an instant. The massive jaw revealed a stinking, rotten odor. My fight or flight kicked in. For a moment, I was fighting for my life. I want to think that we killed each other. In truth, I have no idea what happened. It was all too fast to follow. I'm pretty sure that I bit back. I've had rabid patches of fur wet with mud in my mouth. When the hot blood poured into my ears, the ringing couldn't stop. Damn the ringing. I could swear that it sounded like Aglaya calling again. Ending mirror. Damn. That was that path then. And that was that. So I'm gonna have to go all the way to the beginning, right? I don't know where this is at, so I'm gonna go to title. Man, I didn't expect this to be an hour and 44 minutes of game time. I was like, oh, short game. I can quickly edit it for y'all. Been so happy with everything else. I've been so happy playing games. But I haven't been able to. Skip. I'm trying to remember before I get too deep into this. I'm trying to remember. There is definitely different paths, wasn't there? No, there wasn't. I believe I finished the whole work path by now. It should be full. I don't see any other decisions in my head that I missed out on. So we're gonna go down the path that I chose for the first time, but choose the branching off sections after. Because it's interesting with the whole other path, it takes the whole concept of Aglaya with the phone call screen that appears below my webcam and the battery percent thing just completely out of the story. Like she's out, gone forever. And it's weird. To me, for some reason, I was thinking with the first ending I got that Aglaya would always be some sort of prominent figure in all of them, which she is, but all of the other endings, she is not as much. She is not doing the phone calls. There's not the battery percentage thing. There's not anything about the wilderness. It's all gone. I like how her character looks here. I don't know why, but it does give me... Fuck. It does give me Serial Experiments Lane vibes with her character. She also reminds me of Asuka in a way from Evangelion in a weird way, and I don't know why. Like and subscribe, people. Comment too. If you comment, it helps out a lot. Even if it's just like a heart, smile emoji. If you want to type out your smile or type out your heart too. If you want to suggest a game. If you want to anything. Just say anything. There's even been comments that are unrelated to what I even post. Let me save this just in case if I accidentally do something stupid. There's been comments where I've just been like, this is not even related, but you know what? I'll reply. I'll answer them or play along. I just like talking to people that I don't get too often. I don't like how someone was watching me. Fuck. That was a different branch. Man. I'm already behaving like someone unemployed. I apologize for calling at a bad time. Blank. Now I'm just gonna hang up. You see, why would you choose the hang up option? Like, unless you're truly just a dick, I wouldn't just hang up on her. Like, I understand maybe from a boss perspective, you just be like, man, this fucking bitch fucking. But like, I told her that, like, you know, it's fine. You can leave now if you need to. I'm here for you. Like, I was so sweet, so why would I hang up now? I tell Aglaya that I can't speak right now. She makes a quick apology and thanks me again for my help. We hang up after that. I'm glad our conversation was over. Now I have a healthy amount of time to sleep until tomorrow. I find myself in my dreams once again. The calming embrace of the past seems barely out of reach. My cold is getting better and I'm feeling happy getting back to my routine. In the morning breeze of winter, I reviewed the events of the night before. Damn. So it was winter at this time, and when I went into the wilderness, it was almost spring? So I walked through months to find her out there? I talked with Aglaya over the phone. What kind of change will her absence bring? I've made my usual morning stops in front of the store. I used up the last of my favorite tea filter this morning. Oh, you don't get the option for something new, which would be cigarettes? Buy the usual tea. Better keep things on track, so I've decided to buy the usual. Truth be told, my conversation with Aglaya caught me off guard last night. I feel like I have to balance out these fresh feelings with something that gives me known comfort. Every time my mind wandered off during my walk to the office, I stopped and looked at the box of tea carefully. The mundane pleasure I associate with this particular tea helped me to focus on my tasks ahead. Before I knew it, I regressed to my original day-to-day mindset. I spent the rest of the month doubling down on my tasks. It was a lot of work, but I managed to keep it together. Later that year, a dreadful feeling overcame me as I stood in front of my home. I had a hunch that I forgot about something, but whatever it was seemed insignificant. After a quick search for my keys, I entered the building as usual. I wonder where the other tenants are. It's starting to feel like a morgue in here. After unpacking my things, I settled down for my usual rest. These naps have been the highlight of my days. The world of my dreams is becoming increasingly vibrant and clear. It's always the same colors. It's a memory from the past. I can see it. The bells used to ring loudly. The city of the past is full of life. It's strange, back then I did not need to interact with all these people. They were just a pleasant backdrop accompanying me my early years. Yet many years later, it would now feel so natural to stop and befriend them. I would love to meet them and talk about all sorts of things. Sadly, I'm stuck. Maybe I can stay here a little longer. I could feel a painful pressure building up in my chest, but I refuse to wake up. There's no point in getting up tonight. Little by little, my thoughts muddled. If I've had to choose between this world and mine, I'd choose the dream of the past over and over. The days continued with this mindset of living in the past. My fate cemented I could break down my life to a series of repeating loops. First, I go to work. Then I go home to dream. First work. After that, dream. Work. Dream. Work. Dream. Work. Dream. Work. Dream. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. 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 I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What is this smell? Something smells like black mold in here. I can't move my legs anymore. There's another scent. Is that tea? I can make out a ghostly figure in the wall. It was making tea in my kitchen. The intruder turned towards me. I couldn't make out the face. Little by little, the figure dissolved into nothing. My thoughts began to feel rotten and sickly. The mold was spreading quickly like black ants over a ripe fruit. My soul projected itself into the center of this damp, disease-ridden nest. My body was lost and I could dream no more. All that was left of me was a white envelope with something small inside it. I could see it on the kitchen counter from the corner of my room. My throat was all dried up and salty. I wanted to get out of here, but my torment seemed eternal. After God knows how long, I started to see my situation in a different light. I still couldn't move out of the corner. I was like a long dead bug in the corner, all dried up and forgotten. Just what on earth was the web I got entangled in? I've had no idea. It didn't even matter. I've accepted my fate as a passive observer of sorts. In time, I've become quite good at it. I was calm, cold, and unchanging like the stones around me. The hive was also evolving. The fungus dried up and its flakes of dead tissue flew across the room. I couldn't move, but I could channel my consciousness through this flying dead matter. This necrotic skin stuck up on the windows so that I could see through them. No longer facing the kitchen, I could quickly develop a new obsession. With my sole eye fixated on the streets, I forgot all about my previous form. My new body was an unmoving object, a transparent window, passively observing. I had no desire to spread my influence further. All things considered, this life was perfect, if you could even call it that. There was a corner in the street that I really liked in particular. I ended up staring at it blankly, lost forever in the past. As my mind was dying, the electricity started failing too. Blackouts began in the house. Soon enough, the whole street started going dark, spreading like cancer. In the darkness, I've lost everything that made me human. My last thought as a sentient being was spent watching someone in the dark, lost in time. She was making hurried steps towards me while speaking on the phone. She locked eyes with me. My mind went blank after that, joining my body in a place far away from here. Right now, there's a marked house here. It should be silent, but someone is living here. Some lights are... Whoa! That's what she was talking about from the first one. I remember she was talking about there was a marked house, but she remembers seeing someone up there and she was afraid because they were watching them, and now that's me watching her. I can feel their presence watching me. Ending work route C. That gave me chills. So I remember that. That was not cool. That was... I hated that. Because I was going to start saying I thought the end was coming soon, but I didn't know it would twist into that sort of way. Especially since it seemed like so much time went by. I thought she already left by then, right? But somehow, some way, she came back? Or something? Or I was just seeing myself from a different point of view. And we'll probably get to see it again. But that's what I was talking about in my thing. Exactly what I was talking about when I was rambling off with Rosa. It literally just felt like I just came home to sleep and dream and go back and sleep and dream and go back. Everything just felt, my world, it literally felt like it's dusty. Everything is so dusty. I can't remember anything. Nothing was different. Nothing was new. Everything was the same. I had no friendships that brought me anything new. Everything just felt hollow, dusty, and just lonely. Let's continue. Not whatever this is. And you see? Someone's living here. Some lights are on. I can feel their presence watching me. Are you sure it's marked? I say. Yeah, it's the first time seeing one, but I'm pretty sure. Shouldn't be lights then. You see, this whole moment is exactly what I just went through. I keep fucking up. I'm sorry, guys. And I keep rambling too. It's just this game's making me think a lot of things. A lot of things about my life. And how it's... in this game, it's being perceived almost in a similar light to my life. In some ways. Obviously not like the weird shit and the detective thing. There's this whole other underlying story that's also telling other stories, which is cool. You see, this one I chose not sure. But what if I choose yes? I didn't think you're the type who believes such things. And normally I'd think that you're messed up in the head for thinking that. But the things I felt just now, this is Aglaya saying this, by the way. Let's just say that I'm walking at a much faster pace than before. Unseen narrator. I tried skipping the topic about the supernatural on purpose afterwards. We tried talking for a few more minutes, but we lost the flow and couldn't get back to where we were. I knew it, and I'm pretty sure she felt it too. A new feeling also lingered in my mind. Maybe I've got too entangled in her affairs and it started to wear me down. I felt a sudden desire to get away from the phone as quickly as possible. I was just about to say goodbye, but Aglaya was quicker. I've just received an unexpected call. I should be taking this. Thanks for talking to me. I will not forget this. I nod in silence. We've seen this. Ooh. So, this one, I think the only way to move forward is to buy something else. And to not buy the usual T. So I think the usual T will just get us to the work route C that we just went through. Because despite choosing like the supernatural building thing, I don't think that will change. Oh, fuck off. God damn it. Oh, god damn it. I don't think that will influence anything. I was thinking it might. It seems like almost every option in this game does something completely different to the world around you, and it's cool. Like, there's some games, every other one will change the world, but there's most of them are just like filler, just, you know, have like a different response. This one, everything is different. What is, oh, eat the fruitcake and leave, or stop daydreaming and finish chores. Let me choose that and see what happens. Fruitcakes. Who am I kidding? I have no time for this. I've got to get back into it. With her gone, the office stands completely deserted. I've decided to focus on work, so that's what I'll do. I left my thoughts at the back of my head and occupied my mind with my many tasks. It was tough for me to focus today, but I finally snapped back to my usual routine of working like a mindless drone. It's not as bad as it sounds. This whole thing may feel repetitive, but I really do enjoy it sometimes. Each minute of progress tonight will make tomorrow easier for me. With the empty chairs facing away from me, the night was perfectly still inside the building. My gaze constantly shifted to the door at the end of the room. Just a few more hours and I'm out of here. My silent world was suddenly invaded by the door slowly opening. Who's there? The door stopped for a second before swinging open, and it did not scare me. It almost felt comical for some reason. Fuck that. I started seeing a vague shape in the dark with two pale dots, all too glossy and reflective for human eyes. The figure seemed tall and did not speak. It looked straight at me from the dark. We locked eyes for a little while. I haven't seen anyone else all day since I went to the store in the morning. I started scratching my head. This whole thing was getting awkward. Are you the detective that was dead? This figure was holding something as it entered slowly. The old man? He's back? It was a tall, wise-looking elderly man. He had an air of calm around him, a rare trait these days. After some hesitation, he looked me in the eye through his sunglasses and started speaking in a hoarse, dry voice. Question. What are you doing out here? Unseen narrator. I'm working. Question mark. Working. Who in their right mind would work at this hour? Unseen narrator. Well, what about you? What are you doing here? Question mark. Well, friend, as a matter of fact, I'm working too. I'm the janitor. And it looks like I'm not the only idiot working a night shift. Unseen narrator. Are you here to close up? Janitor. Nah, just mopping the floor for now. What's the matter? Wait, let me guess. You're not getting paid for what you're doing right now. Is that what's eating you? Unseen narrator. No, I don't think so. Janitor. If you'd like to discuss it, I'll be outside for a smoke break. Unseen narrator. Thanks, but I've really got to finish up. Janitor. Friend, that work could wait until tomorrow. You should join me outside. Anyway, you know where I'll be, in case you change your mind. It's rare to have a chat these days. I did buy those cigarettes. The janitor left the room. I could hear him fidgeting with his lighter in the corridors outside. It sounded like he couldn't resist lighting up before exiting the building. Talking with someone this much was overwhelming, but he seems different from most people I've met. He's left a strange mixture of upbeat tension inside the room as he left. Okay, one cigarette wouldn't hurt. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I've never smoked a cigarette, by the way. I used to vape a lot, but that's all gone now. It's been almost 2 years now. Good. I left my chair and set out to find my new companion outside. Where did that man go? I was searching for a small orange light in the darkness. A puff of cold smoke entered my nose as I turned around a corner. Oh yeah, janitor. Janitor, oh, there you are. You smoke? Unseen narrator. Not really, but you got me into the mood. Janitor. I'll take that as a compliment. I swear the filter is getting longer on these each day. Just look at this damn cigarette. If they keep this up, it's all going to be one sad long filter without any tobacco to smoke. Just what is wrong with these people? You can't just mitigate the risk out of everything. What are we left with after we do that? Without the risk, there's just nothing to it. Simple as that. Never mind that. I got a little carried away there. So what's up? Unseen narrator. Well, right now you could say I'm in a little bit of trouble. A girl I used to work with just quit, and I have a lot on my plate because of that. I've had to make a tough call. I've let her go as soon as she wanted to quit, and now it's backfired. Janitor. So, this colleague, this girl, just vanished suddenly? Did it make you feel good? What do you mean? I said. Janitor. Helping her. Did it make you feel good? Unseen narrator. I'm not so sure anymore. Yes, I think. Janitor. That's good. It's hard to understand people these days, let alone help them. You've made the right call, friend. I would have done the same. Unseen narrator. Thanks. Janitor. I was thinking. It's just a wild idea, but how about you join me for a drink? There's a bar that I know. It's close. Unseen narrator. What, right now? Are you serious? Janitor. Yeah. Let's leave this stupid place. Let me close up real quick. Unseen narrator. What about the mopping? It doesn't matter. Janitor says. I mean, look at this place. It's a dump. I'm not even sure why they're paying me. Mopping up doesn't make a difference. Unseen narrator. Janitor. Come on now. It's great to see someone willing to talk. Unseen narrator. We must have looked stupid loitering around in the cold like that. He seemed like the type of guy who pulls you in deeper and deeper into his world, shaping you in process. I've known someone like him before. You never know what to expect with people like this. Even if he was a bit forceful, still, we were just two regular people starved out for human contact. There was nothing to lose. I've decided to join him. For an elderly guy, the janitor walked fast on his feet. We quickly synchronized our pace and walked the empty streets in an aura of calm curiosity. I've noticed something else about him while we were walking. Being a chain smoker was one thing, but every time he exhaled fumes, I saw a spark of uncharacteristic anger in him. You don't like being here, do you? Janitor. Beg your pardon? Unseen narrator. This place. Ever thought about... Janitor. Sure I have. But there's something else that's been bugging me for a while now. I would like to know if other people see it the same way as I do. There's just no telling. Been here my entire life, and yet... Nah. Doesn't matter right now. This is a happy day after all. It's good that you've decided to join me. I thought that I'd have to pull you out of your chair for a second. Unseen narrator. What kind of bar is open at this hour anyway? Janitor. The good kind. Unseen narrator. I'm not convinced. Janitor. Don't you worry. We're almost there. We don't have to endure this cold much longer. Now the streets will get a little darker around this part, just saying. No problem though, this is a safe neighborhood. Unseen narrator. The janitor was right, the air around the dim alley carried a cozy familiarity. Janitor, oh, by the way, have you read this week's new pamphlet? Unseen narrator. Sorry, which pamphlet was that? Janitor, the church predicts a new solar flare approaching. I wonder if we'll be okay. Unseen narrator. Damn, I didn't realize that he's one of those guys. Janitor, now it's that look on your face. You know what we do to the ones who oppose the common good? Unseen narrator. Janitor, got you there for a second. Unseen narrator. Yeah, like they would let you join with your cigarette problem. Janitor, sure, come on now, it was a stupid joke. Janitor, gotta have a way to lighten all the baggage. Unseen narrator. Do you know anything about them though? Janitor, sure I do. They've had an office just around the corner from my street. There were a lot of them back in the day. They weren't messing around either. The way they saw it, you either helped them spread their pamphlets or risk yourself a good old beating in the middle of the night. Unseen narrator. And did you? Janitor, I couldn't be here otherwise. But that was a long time ago. They're a bad joke now, at least where I live. Unseen narrator. The janitor suddenly stopped at an unexpected spot. Another one of his stupid jokes, I thought. We've arrived. Come. A sewer? You're joking, right? Janitor. What do you have anything against ladders? It's not that far down. Don't you worry. I won't break your neck. Unseen narrator. That's reassuring. Janitor. Come on. Our drinks are waiting. It seems like I'm about to get dragged into a death pit. My companion started climbing down the ladder with what seemed to be like many years of routine. I followed him down the sewer drain. Janitor, how I miss this place. A surprisingly distant voice echoed up the ladders towards me. I'll get us something until you get down, just keep climbing. Unseen narrator, how did he climb down so quickly? Oh my god, it is. I definitely thought I was just getting dragged into a sewer of death. You're gonna drink here? How do people leave? Is that the point? When you drink down here, you can't climb your way back out? Unseen narrator. I finally reached the bottom. The bar had a surprisingly good atmosphere. It seemed all too nostalgic. I felt like I was trespassing in someone's living room. I could feel a familiar moldiness in the air, the one that most of the houses around here have. But there was more to this place. It was a time capsule of hazy memories. They seemed to have way too many seats for a pub like this. It could have been quite popular in its prime. By stark contrast, even the bar was left unattended at tonight. I leisurely turned around and saw my friend sitting in the corner. He waved, urging me to join. Thanks for the drink? Janitor, don't mention it. The next round is on you, though. Unseen narrator, sure. Janitor, been trying to save up a little cash on the side. As you can see, it's not going too well. I was thinking about... Unseen narrator, I was thinking about asking him what he means by that. That was before he noticed me staring at his glass. He nodded in silence. Janitor, you rarely talk to people, huh? Unseen narrator, is it that obvious? Janitor, not to be rude, but I can sense how nervous you are. It's okay though, opening up, it's never that easy. I don't want to lecture you about that. The thing is, I'm old, and I have a long beard. That means I could say anything and pass it as wisdom, Unseen narrator. I was starting to get used to the temperature inside the pub. I finished my first drink in a few minutes to warm myself up. No longer cold, I took off my coat and got up to get a second round for us. With still no one tending the bar, I shouted back to the janitor. There's nobody here, how do you pay for the drinks? Janitor, he shouted back instantly in an automated tone. He must have said the following words a million times by now. Check the price on the board, put the money inside the box in front of you. Careful though, you won't get any change back. Smile into the camera, clean glass over the counter as you draft the beers yourself. Unseen narrator, I followed his instructions carefully. The first beer ended up as one sorry cup of foam. I was looking around helplessly. Janitor, oh, and most importantly, do you know how to draft a proper beer? Unseen narrator, the second one turned out okay. Guess I'll give this one to him. Janitor, you were right. Unseen narrator, what do you mean? Janitor, damn, I was impulsive again. Mopping, I'm talking about mopping. Should have finished up before this. Unseen narrator, it's okay, I get it. Don't worry about that now. Janitor, look, I I don't know why I keep dragging random people here. There's something to this place. Unseen narrator. I feel you, friend. I like it here. It gives you a good feeling, almost like warming your soul around some fire. Janitor. I'm glad. You're the first one to say that in a while. Looks like we're not completely lost yet. The faces I see, they are becoming transparent. Just what are they? One day I'll be able to walk through them, I swear. Unseen narrator. Remember the girl I mentioned, Aglaya? The one who quit? Janitor, yeah, what about her? Unseen narrator, she was different. Still had some life left in her. Janitor, huh? I know what you mean. Unseen narrator. Not being used to drinking, I woke up with a headache the next day. Never saw the janitor again after that night. I checked in, did my job, the usual stuff. At first, it seemed like nothing had changed. That's until I saw someone, a lost man, late one night. He asked me for directions and I asked him to join me for a drink. Ending, work route D. Damn. So you just carried on with what the old man wanted you to do. So I have to eat the fruitcake. And leave. And I'm beginning to realize now, for some reason I was thinking I wouldn't eat the fruitcake, but tell her to leave. And then I would come back for the fruitcake later. And there would be a number. And I could call her a day later than I would now. And have a different path that way, but I was wrong. Obviously the phone number in the wrapping is for the telephone booth. So you can call in the telephone booth. And I was looking at this blue circle or square with the white dot in the middle. When that first showed up, I was like, whoa, and nothing came from it. I was like, what the fuck is that? Why is it blue? Next option. I'm gonna rest just to see. I know after this, you can choose to sleep or some shit, which I think it could be the same, but it could be different. My rest began by curling up under the machine in a fetal position. It was so damn cold that my body went senseless. I could hear the wind pushing against my new makeshift home. I'm somewhat protected from the elements, at least. Slowly but surely, my mind started to give up on my consciousness. I thought about various things, the everyday usual things at first, about losing my home, my solitary existence, work, Aglaya. Just what kind of place will I end up living in next? What about flatmates? Will I have any? These were the thoughts I was having while freezing to death. I've had a dream while sleeping inside the telephone booth. Some might call it an out-of-body experience. I think I was having a fever. I could feel an electric current through my spine shooting way up into my throat. Everything else was numb in my body, lost in the cold forever. This state seemed eternal. Until someone new joined me in the telephone booth. They must have been warm. I noticed a sudden change in the air. It took me a while to realize what was really happening. My new guest was kicking and stomping hard on my back. I could feel my body wriggling around trying to give some more space. I tried shrinking smaller and smaller. Each second I shrank, becoming less significant. The man in the booth didn't like me being in here. It was a drunk man, a mystery man, calling home in the middle of the night. I couldn't understand a thing he was saying over the phone, but I can tell that it wasn't a pleasant conversation. Something made me lose my place in this world. Was that the reason why I couldn't find my way back home that night? I wanted to get to the bottom of it, but it made me afraid of getting lost again. I had to work harder and harder to regress my thoughts. I was back in my usual life, but the tea I once loved never tasted the same. Ending work route E. That one's really sad. It seemed like in this moment right here, he or she, I still don't know. But with this position, she or he really thought like they were going somewhere. They didn't find their home. They they talked with Aglaya more, got the fruitcake. They started just walking off in a random direction because their home wasn't there. They're heading somewhere. So resting just kind of you just kind of give up. And you just live in the pain of like a bad decision of resting and freezing to death and shit. And then you go back to work. Here we go. I'll save once more just so I'm past those. So I don't accidentally click too far and do something bad again. This game is so good. I am pissed that it's free. And I don't say that about many games, man, ever. There's only been like a handful where I'm practically begging for me to like be able to give this person money. because this was so good. Ooh, man, I never wanted to say goodbye. I hate saying goodbye. Anytime. It's something I can never do. Or want to do. Sometimes I do if they say it to me first. But I will never leave a phone call or text or anything with goodbye or bye. Ever. I hate it. I'm not gonna ramble. Aglaya's gone. I said goodbye, Aglaya. She said, or I said goodbye, Aglaya. You take care of yourself. Aglaya said, you too. I found myself still holding the receiver, looking for something that seemed to be lost inside of me. The cold, familiar walls, the emptiness, all those lost connections. I'm leaving this whole place behind. Is it true that I won't be able to come back? The glowing night lights watching me on the open road with an all too familiar stare of mockery. Just what is this place trying to tell me? I tried to follow Aglaya's advice and took the tiring, swirling streets, only cautiously glancing at the inviting darkness beyond this cold neon tomb. At this hour, I felt like I was doing something I shouldn't. I was a petty thief, leaving the crime scene with a slow-burning, muted conscience and the fear of God's wrath at the back of my head. I felt like I was defying the laws of life itself, of how the world was supposed to work. It was the most serious of sins. I thought about turning back, but I never did. After many hours filled with paranoia, I saw the end of the city without anyone trying to stop me. Despite being mythicized all the time, it looked pretty normal. The end of the city is just a point in space where the endless concrete ends and the infinite unknown begins. There is no resistance, no border guards trying to shoot me or anything of the like. It's just a casual walk through it in the cold dead of the night. After stepping through, I was enveloped in total darkness. The stillness out here feels different. Everything around me is alive, breathing. There's no light out here and everything is cold and wet from the rain. I may freeze to death tonight, but somehow I feel calm. This black void I've found, it's perfect. Just how many hours was it since the last time I had anything to drink? Feverish delirium of new adventures quickly left my head as I realized how tired I was getting. I found a relatively dry patch of cushion-like moss under a formless, towering tree. I try to cover myself up with as much clothing as possible. I don't dream, it's as if my mind shuts down for a long while. I wake up as a new person, present in the moment. I'm sitting up with my back pressed to a tree. I watch the sun go down with an empty stomach and my senses barely present. I spend the short day sitting waiting for something to happen. Before long, the frail warmth of the sun leaves me again. My strength was long gone. I think I was dying of thirst. All I did since I came out here was waste my away under the tree, where I collapsed God knows when. Still, I was content. This was my punishment for leaving. I was willing to accept it. I was out of it, totally aimless, but I was finally free. There was this vast pale satellite in the sky that night. It looked just like the moon, but I've had a feeling it was something else. It was a distant, barren world just like the one I lived in. It tried to tell me something, so I opened up my heart. What it taught me was simple, anal even. In this barren, empty place, nothing is wrong or misplaced. That was it. And it was enough to keep me going to experience more. Just how stupid is that? I survived the winter on the simple drive to see the beauty of this still, empty world with fresh eyes. I came out of the forest and reached a point of no return. I was lost in an infinite grassland as far as the eye can see. I was growing thinner and thinner, but those things no longer mattered. I have found a new kind of warmth, a delicate wholeness in this place. My mind opened up to bathe in the bliss. Like a blooming wildflower, my being filled up the whole landscape. It wasn't without pain, but I managed to keep myself alive just for the sake of being here. The open space did something else as well. With not another soul around to use as a mirror for seeing into myself, I stopped being me. Everything was calm and absent. As the weather started to warm up, I ventured deeper and deeper into the heart of the wilderness. My journey felt strangely intimate. The further I went, the closer I felt the presence of something. Something that I could only describe as the kernel of this world. Each day I thought less and less and my body was running out of time. This was the last time I was scared, too. I thought I saw a human from the corner of my vision. I started running in the opposite direction and never looked back. Ending. Wilderness Route A. I want to experience Route B again. I just do. I just want to read the dialogue of when I meet her. But one day I saw smoke in the air. My vast expanse quickly shrank back to its original form. No longer the sole spectator of the land, I became a human being again in an instant. It was a curse and a blessing. Below the misty morning sky, I could see a thin frame. At first, I was taking slow and cautious steps towards her. I feared that by rushing to her, I might break this delicate mirage and she'd vanish. My heart was racing. Once more, I've become wary of the future. Finding her out here, I feel like I've lost something. When she takes her first glance at me, I stop in my tracks. Her hair is standing out in odd directions. She could not wash it for a long time. Skin around her eyes is wrinkled by insufficient sleep. I stared right into her eyes, but they told me nothing. They were windows to an unreachable world. Our connection over the phone, was it not genuine? I thought about walking away without saying a word. Is this really the person I was hoping to find? Not sure what to say, I sit down next to her. We end up staying silent, staring at the fire together. The tranquility, the stillness, all faded in an instant when I first saw her. And I admit that for the first time in a while, I was afraid of losing something unspoken, something dear inside of me. But I'm relieved now. Sitting here together, she wriggles just a little bit closer to me, and I feel a new warmth. Without saying anything, she gives me a warm, delicate smile. She proudly gestures her face towards the fire. I don't know what the future will bring. It's not for me to know. What I do know is that for the first time in a long while, I'm not alone anymore. This was an amazing game. Mobile murder mystery. I still don't know. Murdering the detective, the man that was watching me, the man that left the note with her picture in it, with the ants. A lot of questions. There was there were so many amazing things about this, through and through. I knew the beginning after seeing the wilderness one. I realized beginning was the future of her out there alone. Her phone is about to die, and her feeling hopeless and alone and regretful, lost. Because that first moment was definitely off of Route B. Route B or Route A. One of those two is of the wilderness is what that first scene is from, I believe. Made me fucking cry. And I don't think I've cried at any game yet, especially in a video. Well, I didn't cry. But this game was super amazing. I would hope maybe y'all, if you have Steam, download it, play it yourself. Even if it's just enough time to get a review, leave a positive review. This game was free and it was amazing. I hope y'all enjoyed. Peace. Love y'all so much.